Well, for a long time, there were many days in which they reported zero locally transmitted cases. And, maybe sometimes they would find a few, but for the most part, there really was not really that much virus. People in China were able to live largely normal lives. I mean, they had to wear masks. They still had to measure their temperatures when they went into places. But for the most part, there really was very little virus in the country, as far as we know. If you look at the graph of COVID deaths and cases in China, you see a big spike in January to April 2020. But then after that, it basically just flatlines. I mean, if you even look at the death toll today, China has only had 4,600 or so deaths from the coronavirus.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, China has 1 billion people.
Yeah.
The United States has 330 million and has had 1 million deaths. So is that even possible, that number?
I think so. I mean, obviously there was a lot made in the beginning about it was China accurately reporting the number of cases and deaths in Wuhan. But after Wuhan, the incentives really changed. Officials were really incentivized to actually find the cases and not to cover them up. Because if the outbreaks happened on their watch, that's when they got into trouble. And I think that maybe there were some cases that were missed, but I think if there were a lot more deaths, we would know that. We would know that from the hospitals being overwhelmed. We would hear that. And we just haven't heard that.
And what about vaccines?
Well, China's actually developed its own vaccines, and there's been some questions about the efficacy, but they've been really successful with the uptake. They've gotten actually over 85% of their population vaccinated now.
So it sounds like Xi's zero COVID gamble really did pay off, and it paid off reputationally too. Like, it looked like he was in charge, and he was pretty good at handling this big, complicated public health challenge.
Definitely. I think that the Chinese government has really tried to hold up its success in controlling the coronavirus as validation for its model of governance. And they've really harped on that in their messaging to the citizens, saying, look at the chaos of the West, and then look at us at home. We have a relatively normal life. Our economy is still going. We haven't had these crazy lockdowns. This is China's success. This is the success of our system.
Really interesting. So it became this moment of national pride.
Right. And the Chinese people were hugely supportive of this policy.